So Searchlight Pictures, they have a new movie. It's called The Greatest Hits. And it's streaming on Hulu. So, Greg, we don't even have to stress out about what time to get to the theater and where to park and everything else.
What a relief.
What time should you get there?
I know.
Right. So the whole premise of the movie is that the main girl in the movie, I forget her name, but it's like this connection between music and being able to take her back in time. Because you know how that whole idea, we've talked about it before, where you hear a song and all of a sudden, like mentally at least, you're transported back to
100%.
whatever that memory is that song brings up. Good, sometimes bad, whatever. So it's a time travel movie. And I don't want to give too much away, but basically something happens with her boyfriend, and she's really kind of stuck in this this decision of like how should she handle the situation, because each choice, of course, comes with positive and negative, consequences. But she can like listen to a particular song, and so instead of setting like the DeLorean to whatever the date is, it brings her back to that time.
It's awesome.
Right?
It's right up my alley.
Sounds
so good.
Yeah, you should totally watch the trailer. And again, it's on Hulu. It's streaming on Hulu right now. The Greatest Hits is it's what it's called. So what I did is I asked everybody, because we like these kind of best of 7 deals. And this is not a best of 7, but best of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, what is a song? Because I think everybody has at least one, but there's a very specific story that you have associated with that song. Like, so, for example, mine is Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. It was a great song. And I've shared this before. I wasn't a very engaged student.
No.
I was more about class clowning and, messing around with friends and everything else. Not big on homework and studying and everything else. And somehow managed to skate through with like I would say like a C, low C.
Yeah.
With, whatever. And my mom, it drove her crazy because she's very academically focused. And I really wanted a CD player. CD players had, pretty much just come out. I went out. This song, Pour Some Sugar on Me, was the big song at the time as this was going on. I went, I don't know why, but I bought the CD, Hysteria, even though I didn't
own... As motivation for yourself?
No, even though I didn't own a CD
just
player.
wanted it.
I was like, it was like before I even knew what manifesting was, I was trying to manifest a CD player. So my mom goes, oh, well, maybe this, and parents are always looking for this. What's going to motivate this kid? And she goes, all right, here's the deal. If you make the honor roll, which is all A's and B's, right? There was high honor roll and the regular honor roll, all A's and B's. I will buy you a CD player. And this was good from this point to the end of the school year. Well, the very next marking period, I made the honor roll.
The one and only time?
He said, I'm going to hit the books.
Yeah, and then it went right back to that low C. But I had the CD player.
You were bumping that CD player.
And the first song I played was this one. And so every time I hear this song, I think about that story.
That's funny.
Now, did you do a little dance? Because this is obviously a big strip club song, or was at least.
You know what? We also used this song, my wife and I, at our wedding when it was time to cut the cake.
Nice.
That was my wife's idea.
That's cool.
Pour some sugar on me. Get it, cake.
I'm loosely getting.
Yeah. All right.
See, because cake has sugar.
Now I'm getting.
Seabass, what song takes you back in time?
It's strange because it doesn't take me back to when the song first came out, but when you talk about Guns N' Roses and Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay.
Another great song.
Yeah.
Love it.
We would play this song in college whenever we just wanted to rock out. But it's like
I'm in the mood to rock.
We had this one friend who did a great he did the Axl Rose that little dance he does where he wiggles his hips from side to side at the and we would just watch Mike wiggle his hips.
Was there a lot of air guitar happening?
Like pants on, pants off. I mean,
oh yeah.
Shirts on, shirts off.
Whatever. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, actually, it was great because he had a bunch of holes in his chest from heart surgery when he was a baby.
Oh.
But he was also skinny, so he'd get up, take his shirt off. This is very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Specific, at least. It was like karaoke. He'd get up and sing it. It was just like parties and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So it was a song that meant good times.
That's awesome.
You guys, you want to rock out tonight?
Yeah, guys, who's ready to rock out?
Rock out.
Hey, Mike, take your shirt off.
Let's see those holes.
Great song, though. See, this whole album, Appetite for Destruction, is another memory of like, my mom was not for me having
hell
that.
No.
That was a no-no in the house. So I had
no.
I dubbed it onto a cassette for my buddy's copy, and then I labeled it Michael Jackson because she had no problem with that.
Sneaky.
He's so wholesome.
Yeah, right. Well, at the time, there was nothing to be concerned
There were only
about.
really 2 dud tracks on that album. Out to Get Me. Exactly.
Right.
And Think About You.
Yeah, so it's another
Welcome
one.
to the Jungle, Mama Shelley,
Yeah, those
Sweet
don't
Night
make you
Train,
rock.
Mr.
Paradise
Brownstone.
City, Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah. Almost all
That's a
bangers.
great album. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Almost
this whole
all
thing-
rockers.
Talking about this new movie on Hulu, now streaming, called The Greatest Hits. Music takes you places, but what if it could literally take you back in time, as some of these songs
Wish
will
it
do.
could.
When you hear them, I'm really interested in Greg's.
Mine is so
Because,
random.
Greg, we've heard about the stories about he'll sit around and listen to Eric Carmen.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right,
I'll
right.
listen to
Eric
songs
Cartman
that
from South Park.
that
Eric
make
Carmen,
me cry.
who recently died.
I know.
But never hit you back on Facebook.
No,
so
sure.
screw in.
What is your song?
Mine is super random. This takes me back to time when I would go to the grocery store with my mom, and she would drive, turn on the radio, and for some reason it was always the Carpenters on the radio.
The Carpenters. Oh, it's the Carpenters.
And she would sing along, and I was so young that I didn't understand the concept that adults kind of memorize the words to songs.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I thought, my mom is like a genius. She knows every word to every song.
What song?
And it was Close to You. Remember that one?
Oh my God, of course I do. My mom loved the Carpenters.
This was featured in the movie Parenthood. Rick Moranis was singing it to his wife because he was so hardcore about their daughter being so academically sharp that she just didn't have any fun as a kid, and the wife just had enough of it after a while. And so Rick Moranis busted into her classroom because she's a teacher and started singing this song.
That's a pull right there, people.
And we had a maroon station wagon, and she would blast this song. And she had this
Well,
giant...
she wanted to rock. This is what she...
Yeah, this was her rock.
This is Mom Rock.
And I can still see the giant yellow flower keychain that we had.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, she's such a good driver. She can sing words that she memorized. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Aw, babe.
I mean, I can see it. Like I'm there when I
Yeah.
hear this.
All around.
Wow.
Listen to those pipes.
And she was so skinny.
I know.
Or Karen. Or Karen. That's cute.
Lucky.
All right, Ravi, what's yours?
So I've always found it really interesting, Woody and Greg especially, like you were always in love with radio as a medium, right?
Yeah.
Always.
I never was until like my formative years in Pittsburgh were the 80s. I graduated in 1987. I liked radio, but I've mentioned many times I had that Purple Hornet and nobody would let me drive anywhere because they didn't
You
want to
be in control of
hear
the radio, yeah.
the music that I was listening to because
it
in
was terrible.
1986, this radio station hit the Pittsburgh airways, Double X, XXP, and in my life, this is the best radio station that ever existed.
More than the Revolution?
More than the Revolution.
What? You're high.
I'm not high because it changed the way I felt about music. It changed the bands I liked. It changed me on just a musical level and expanded my mind with bands like REM and New Order and U2. These are bands that didn't get airplay, that you never heard. And these are the bands I still love, Susie and the Banshees.
Mhm.
And so 1987 is the best year for albums to ever happen. And they had what they called the Screamer of the Week, which was their new song of the week, right?
Their Pump It or Dump It.
Right, exactly.
Crank It or Yank It.
It's the Screamer of the Week. And when I first heard this song as Screamer of the Week, and they would play like screams over it partly through,
Yeah.
and I thought this is the greatest song I've ever heard in my life from probably one of the greatest albums that ever existed. And then when it showed up again in The Last of Us last year, you know, to define Trouble and Joel and Ellie's relationship, I was like, yep, give me all the Depeche Mode you got. This changed me on a base level.
I get it.
Double X is so beloved in Pittsburgh, it still exists as like an internet radio station.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And like they had these stickers. Every week you had to go out to the record store and get the new sticker. It'd be Double X, Depeche Mode.
Yeah, so you voted
Double
to pump
X.
it, not dump it, right?
Oh my God, I pumped
Yeah.
everything on that station.
I hosted a night show at one point in 97, and it was Woody's New Rock Cockfight. And it was 2 new songs that you had to vote on which one would move on.
Did you play Rooster Sounds over them?
Yeah.
No, we did not.
This radio station meant the world to
Yeah.
me.
If I knew you in high school, we would have been
Best
best friends.
Yeah.
Toast
Best
best friends.
Now,
You
you
would've
probably
went to
wouldn't.
prom?
You probably wouldn't have hung out with Menace.
Oh, Ravy? No.
No, you
No,
guys
with
wouldn't hang
my
out at all.
music, no.
Yeah. All right. So, Menace, what's yours?
Mine is Dr. Dre, Let Me Ride. And the only reason I brought this up because I have a really good memory of actually hearing this for the very first time. My mom and our neighbor had a kid, and we decided to all go to lunch together.
Yeah.
So we go to lunch, and then when we're coming back from lunch, the kid had a Walkman, and I asked him, like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" And I put it on, and it was this song. And I know what street I was on. I know we were going over an overpass when I first put the headphones on.
So much like in Dallas where they have the X in the middle of the road where Kennedy was shot.
Yeah, like
And Sammy went out there with the thumbs
With
up.
with thumbs up. Hey,
Pose for the picture.
Yeah.
Menace could
Best
you could
choice
put
of
the mark on the
gesture.
street where you were.
yeah, and then you know, once in a while, I'll still go by that street, and I'll have this memory of hearing this song for the very first time.
Let Me Ride by Dr. Dre.
And then the music video was always on MTV. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Loved it. So, every time I hear the song, that's the place I'm in, like straight back in time, like the movie that we're talking about.
All right, Sammy, is this something from like I don't know, one of these Gilmore Girl type shows
Some Disney
or
movie?
something?
No,
Like, oh my god!
It's actually a country song. So the year was 1999. I had just moved to a new school across the country. I was in junior high. This song was everywhere. All the kids were singing it, and I came from a place that did not listen to country.
Yeah,
And the
Boston, right?
Right. So the song is Something Like That by Tim McGraw. And and
Oh, I know this. I've heard
yeah,
this.
everyone was singing it, and so I thought I need to be cool. I need to learn this song. I start listening to the country radio station. I find out, Tim McGraw sings it. I tell my mom I need to buy this CD. She's like, all right, fine. It's the first CD I ever bought with my own money. She brings me to the store. She's waiting in the car. I get inside to buy the CD, and I'm looking through, and I realize I only know Barbecue Stain, and that's not what the song is called. I thought it was called Barbecue Stain. Now, there's a million Tim McGraw CDs that I'm trying to search through real quick because my mom's waiting for me, and I saw one song called 17, and the first line of this song is, "It was Labor Day weekend, I was 17. I buy that CD, hoping I am right."
Fingers
that was not the
crossed.
song,
Oh,
but
no.
it was the CD.
Oh!
Wow.
Woo.
Thank
So
God.
yes, and that was so. This is the
Yeah.
song that got me into country.
All right, Tim McGraw. I heard the guy. I know that Barbecue Stain on the white T-shirt part. Couldn't tell you what it was
Yeah.
called. Couldn't tell you who sung it, but I remember some older Tim McGraw songs. And,
Yeah, I was out of the country format.
Yeah. I don't hate Tim McGraw. He's a nice guy. Got a
Yeah.
chance to meet him a couple times.
Oh, babe.
Yeah, see, music takes you back to a certain place.
Does.
Like the greatest hits now streaming on Hulu. Searchlight Pictures' new movie, because music takes you places. What if it could literally take you back in time? Check it out this weekend. Again, the greatest hits now streaming on Hulu.